how to put in buckles and sliders? No problem, I'll show you how it's done. In this chapter we're going to do the sliders and the buckles, and they are not very difficult, but they are a little bit fiddly, so let's start fiddling together on these buckles. First you want to grab yourself the button that you're actually going to put on, and very similar to when we were looking at how to put the buttonholes in, you want to make sure that your button doesn't stand over the edge. If you use the diameter 1.5 button that I'm using, then 1.5 centimeters from the top and the side is perfect. So I can mark that and you can see my button just will fit perfect there. I'm putting it into my buckle just to see where it needs to sit, but that's the spot then that you need to mark. To get it to the same on the other side, you can either just measure it out, or you can take your owl and you just push that through all the layers, and then you automatically have it in the same position and you can put your buttons in. Now I'm using the buttons that I've got from Amazon, and they are all linked for you, so you can go to the notions page in your instructions, and then you can just use the link to go to Amazon and order exactly the right buttons, sliders and buckles, and they will fit this pair of dungarees perfectly. And it's all linked there for you if you want to make use of that. Now for the buttons, I've actually used a Prym tool that I've got from something else just to protect the surface of the button. You know, I didn't want the pretty side of the button to be damaged when I hammer on it. So I'm using that, and I've also cut myself a little bit of denim to put over the top. I don't think that was necessary, but I just wanted to be super careful. And then I'm just going to put my button in that. So the prong that you push through from the underside needs to sit in that hole in the button, and it needs to sit on there really straight. That is so important. And then you secure it with a few bangs of your hammer, so don't overdo it or your button will bend. These buttons from Amazon, they still have this little loose bit on the outside. I actually prefer them to sit firmly on it, but you can't get those. The only ones you can get is like the ones from Prym or Dritz, and they're 90 cents per button, and I think that's outrageous. So the Amazon ones work. I was fine with them, so you can use them too. What I did do in the end is I bought 1,000 of the other kind, so that I only paid 10 cents per button, or 9 cents actually, because I was so angry at the prices from Dritz and Prym. Seriously, it's too much. Oh, anyway, let's move on to the buttons on the waistline, and here we just take a pin and we go through the outer edge of the buttonhole, so that we know the height that the button has to go. Yeah, this is just for the height. Now we move this to the center of the placket. That's really important. And if that goes a little bit over the seam line at the moment, don't worry about it, because all this will stretch when a little body is inside. So it'll be then perfect. So go to the center of the placket. Make a nice hole in it. Possibly you've got the Prym gadget for this. I actually do, and so I did do a separate bonus video for you to look at how that works. But in these instructions I wanted to keep it really simple to what you need when you don't have that. So here again, I put the prong through from the underside, just force it through, put the button on the top and hammer it in. Very important to do this super straight. I've got a few wonky ones and I forced it back out and I had to go again. And of course you never ever really want to take the prong back out, because it's got the riffles on the outside to make it stick really well, but that also means you may rip your fabric, so you don't really want to do that too many times. Have a good look at the button and the prong as well in your instructions. I've got some very nice photos in there. So now we're going on to the other side and we're doing it again. So what do? We take a pin, we go through the outer edge of that buttonhole, we find the height where we need to put the button in. Ta-da! And then we just find that sweet spot, move it over to the center, grab your owl, and then push through all the layers. Beautiful. Now I pick up that sharp little nail or prong there, and I take that and I push it through the back. Now it's through, I can lift this prong onto the hole in the button. The button is in that little tool I had from Prym. Awesome. And all I have to do is secure it with a few bangs of the hammer, but it has to be dead on straight. That's looking good to me. We have done all our 4 buttons. Now we're going to do the sliders and the buckles. We're going to put the slider on, so we go through the slider from underneath it over that little bar in the center, then push it all the way to the back, pull out a little bit of the strap so that we will be able to go around it again, and then we put the buckle on. The buckle bends a bit forward, and that's what we need to have facing down. Go through with a strap, and now we need to do the fiddly bit. We're going through the back of the slider to the front. There we go. Oh my word, that was so fiddly because it's such a small size, really. Okay. Oh my word. And then I need to go through go through here again. So what I'm doing is now I'm pulling the strap through to the other side. There we go. And go over the bar under the end of the slider and pull that through. I'm almost there. In terms of fiddling, this is the fiddliest thing I've done on these dungarees. So I pull this through about 2 centimeters, probably 2.5 is okay as well if you need that space. I put a pin in, then it's ready for the sewing machine. And because that was so much fun, let's just do this all together again. Next one. Okay, slider on. So through the slider, over the bar, back out. Push it all the way to the back. Bum, 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 bum. Now we're going to tease it out a bit. Grab the buckle. Goes over the front bar of the buckle facing down. So it goes into it first. And then it goes through the slider again, over the bar, and back round the other side. So if you think there's a way to do this less fiddly, I don't know if there is, but I'd love to hear it. Let me know. I think it's just a fiddly thing. That's okay, so I'm just getting it through here. Oh my word. Now I need to pull through the strap a bit on this side, pulling it forward. Oh my word. I wish I had someone that said, oh, don't worry, Marina, I'll do those for you. You just do the sewing. I would have said, yep, thank you very much. You go do the fiddling for me. 2 to 2.5 centimeters. Snip off all those fuzzy bits at the end. Put a pin in there, and then we're ready for the sewing machine. And that really is the final step, isn't it, for this? So that is so exciting. I'm excited just talking over my video, to be honest, because That was such an achievement. By the end of it, I've made 10 of these. So my grandchild is very well kitted out with dungarees, one for every age. From newborn to age 3. And then, of course, we're going to extend that pattern pretty quick sticks to 12, so that everyone that's watching everyone that's watching this is slightly disappointed, saying, well, my boy or my little girl is 4 or 5, and I would love to make these. They are so cool, and it's just too small for them. So fear not, it's coming. Okay, so I'm just sewing this in. And just the same again on the other side. Just pull it away as much as you can to get in there. And then one stitch very close to the edge, and then you can do another stitch maybe foot width next to it, or you just go bum 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 backwards and forwards like I have done. Absolutely fine. Awesome. Done, done, done. Just fabulous. Give yourself a big pat on the back. Well, thank you for watching the Bobby Dazzler course. I hope your sewing confidence is soaring. You know how to do all these things, from snap plackets to putting hardware on and patch pockets, and of course putting in cam snaps. All the things I've taught you in this course. Every sewing pattern that I do comes with a sewing course. So pop on over to frocksandfrolics.com and see what you like. And there aren't just patterns, there are also free sewing courses for all sorts of methods in the sewing school. So if you go on the website, just go to the Sewing Academy, it's in the menu, and you will find gazillions of videos for all sorts, from t-shirt DIYs to how to sew in a zipper 5 ways. So pop on over there, check it out, and I'll see you next time for another project with frocksandfrolics.com and me, Marina. Bye for now.